Hello everyone, welcome back. So in previous lecture we have completed one to many and many to one relationships, right? And also one to one association mappings we have completed so far. Now the last one, many to many relationship. So in this lecture we are going to implement many to many relationship. So before that let me explain the concept. So at the rate many to many, so many to many relationship in the sense, so for example I will tell you one real time example. So in generally in real time, so in a real world, so each person, so multiple person will have multiple cars. Similarly multiple cars will have multiple persons, nothing but multiple persons associated with multiple cars. Similarly, multiple cars associated with multiple persons, nothing but many to many relationship. You can take any example, guys. So here I took one of the example, the relationship between person and vehicle, nothing but car, person and car. So multiple persons can have multiple cars. Similarly, multiple cars will associated with multiple persons. Let me write it here. So the relationship between person and car, nothing but multiple persons associated with multiple cars. Similarly, multiple cars associated with multiple persons, nothing but many to many association. You can take a few more examples like multiple persons can have multiple SIM cards. Similarly, multiple SIM cards can associated with multiple persons. And also you can take another example, the relationship between course and student. So multiple course can associated with multiple students, and similarly multiple students can associated with multiple courses. So like that you can take any one real world example and you can implement many to many relationship. So in many to many relationship we will have person entity and core entity. So let me explain you how data is going to persist in person and core. Let me tell you, write person table. So person table will have person ID and person name. Similarly, car table. Car table will have car ID and car name. Car ID, car number or name. Okay. So let's have two columns to make you understand easily. Okay. So person table is having a person ID and name. Similarly, car table is having car ID and car name. So if you want have multiple persons with multiple cars, so we should have many to many associations, right? So let's say example, uh, what kind of relationship it is? Many to many. Similarly, car table also will have many to many relationship. So two ways we can implement actually. So one is, so whether person table can have so how we can define a relationship between two tables. So with the help of primary key and foreign key relationship, so we can create relationship between two entities with the help of primary key and foreign key. So let's say, so if you want to make person table as a owning the relationship, so that time, so person table will have foreign key of car table, car foreign key of car table, right? So car underscore id. So many, so similarly, car, if you make a car table as a owning the relationship, so that time car table will have, let me add here a column name should be here, car underscore id. Person table will have foreign key like car underscore id. Similarly, car table will have person underscore id. So let's say, let me add a few examples. Person 1 unnamed Rohit Sharma, and similarly car id 1, and let me check BMW. Similarly, person 2 Virat Kohli, and car table car number 2 RD. So now how we can make the relationship? So multiple person can have multiple cars, and multiple cars can associated with multiple person. So here I will mention, so let's say car ID 1. So Rohit Sharma will associate with car ID 1. Similarly, Virat Kohli can associated with RD car 2. So here in car table, bidirectional mode in car table, so person, so car can associated with Rohit Sharma 1, and similarly RD table will be associated with Virat Kohli car number person ID 2. So multiple persons. So let me add a few more, 3 and Sachin. Okay. Similarly, car table will have 3 uh, Hyundai. Okay, and person ID. So person ID will be, so let's say Sachin Tendulkar is associated with Hyundai, and Sachin Tendulkar, sir, Hyundai is associated with Sachin Tendulkar, and Sachin Tendulkar is associated with Hyundai car. So like this, if you in this design, what will happen? Multiple persons can associated with multiple cars. Similarly, multiple cars are associated with multiple person. So this is how we can declare. So this, in this way, it's a very bad design, like it we are duplicating the data, right? So duplicating the data. So this is how we are going to duplicate. So see, this table we have person table 1 2 3, and it has car information 1 2 3. Similarly, car table is having car information 1 2 3, and again car table will have person information 1 2 3. So this time both the tables are having duplication data because person table is associated with the cars and cars are associated with the person. So inserting data in both the tables is nothing but we are duplicating the data. So in real time this is not good and this is very bad implementation. So we should not duplicate the data. So then how we can fix the issue to maintain relationship between person and car? What kind of relationship? Many to many. So to avoid this kind of duplication, so there is a concept called, to fix this issue, there is a concept available, join table. What kind of concept? Join table. So how we are going to resolve this duplication? So let me remove here. So we no need a column in person table. Similarly we need column in person id in car table. So person table will have only person id and person name details, and car table will have car id and car name details. Now in join table is going to resolve the issue to duplicate the data between person and car table. So how we can fix the issue is, so join table. So what kind of join table it is? So let me write person underscore car table. So in a many to many relationship, three entities will be associated with each together, because so to multiple persons can associated with multiple cars and multiple cars can associated with multiple persons. So their relationship will be maintained in another table called join table. So here it will have two columns like person underscore id, one column, and another column car underscore id. So to maintain relationship between person and column, so in many to many relationship we need to add one new table called join table, and the table name will be person underscore car. Because so we took example of person and car relationship. So third table name we can create it as a person underscore car. So here we are going to store person id and person car id. Person id number 2, person id car number 2, person id number 3, car id number 3. Similarly person id number 4 and car id number 4. So this is how we can implement many to many relationship. So multiple persons can associate. You can see this person underscore car. What does it mean by join table? So multiple persons can associated with multiple cars. Similarly multiple cars can associated with multiple persons. So whenever you need data, if you want to fetch the data of particular Rohit Sharma, spell mistake like Rohit Sharma's car. So how you can fetch? So by joining the table, whenever you are trying to fetch the table of person, so along with that person, if you want to fetch the cars related to that particular persons, so we just need to join the table with person underscore table. So to once you make join the table while fetching the records, so you can fetch both the records. Similarly if you want to fetch vehicle information, so if you want to fetch the along with the vehicle information, if you want to fetch respective cars, so you just need to join uh, car with person underscore car table. And similarly if you want to fetch person details along with car details, you have to join with person with person underscore car and car with person underscore car. So like that you have to fetch the data by joining the table person underscore car. So this is how we can implement many to many association or relationships. Now let's implement it in practical. So let me delete the code which we have written last time. To avoid confusion, I just deleted the existing code, and I want to delete existing entities as well. And let me clear the code. So now our code is very clean to implement many to many relationship. Why I have deleted existing code, some people may get confused if it has multiple classes, multiple entities. So it has clean code. We are going to perform many to many relationship. Okay, so let me clear the database also. Let me delete. Let me create fresh database. Create a database name. So what is the database name we have created? Association DB. So now right now it doesn't have any tables. Now if you look at the example, so in many to many relationship we have to create three tables: person table and car table and join table, nothing but person underscore car. So three tables are going to create in many to many relationship. And how many entities we are going to create? We are going to create two entities: car entity and person entity. And we have to create person table and car table. Along with that, to maintain many to many relationship, we need to create one more table called join table, and the table name is nothing but person underscore car table. So right now let's hibernate create these tables. So I have enabled detail auto create to create the tables dynamically. If anyone want, you can create tables manually and you can implement many to many associations. So here, to save some time, so I just created the tables dynamically. So let's hibernate create the tables dynamically. Okay, so ddl auto I have enabled, and I have enabled show sql to check generated queries by the hibernate, and this is to format the sql statement in console. Okay, so now in this example we have to create multiple cars will associated with multiple persons. Similarly, multiple persons will associated with multiple cars. So first let me create the entities. Two entities we have to create it, right? Person entity and car entity. Let me create person and car entity. In entity package I am going to create person entity. Finish. So we have to declare at the rate entity annotation to create the tables to define an entity. Okay, and also so now here let me create the properties of person long, person id, similarly private string person name. So let me create generate getters and setter methods. To make you understand, I took a simple example which is having two properties only. Okay, so in real time environment you just need to understand the concept. So in real time environment, whichever requirement it comes, you can easily create the association mappings. Okay, so now we need to declare primary key, right? So at the rate id and control shift to organize the imports. So Hibernate will generate the let Hibernate generate the primary key for us. So strategy I will give identity strategy. So now our person table is ready, right? So similarly we need to create car entity. Car. So let me declare with entity annotation and let me create properties of car entity. Car id and car name. Let me create setters and getter methods, and also let me override toString method as well. So in previous lecture I explained, right? So what is the importance of toString method? So toString created. Similarly person entity also let me override toString method. So our entities are ready. So now we have to maintain relationship between person and car, right? So what kind of relationship? Many to many relationship. So many to many relationship in the sense person will associated with multiple cars. Similarly multiple cars will be associated with multiple persons. So nothing but, so we have to create inside the person entity, we have to create list of cars because multiple persons will associated with multiple cars. So that's the reason. Let me create property private list of car. Cars is equal to new array list. That's it. Organize the imports. So I have created a list of cars object. So we need to create setters and getters methods, right? So right click source and generate getters and setter methods. Select all and generate. So similarly in reverse direction. So multiple cars can associated with multiple persons. So car entity should have list of persons. It's very easy, guys. If you understand one to one association initially, if you concentrate on in depth, so remaining association you cannot understand very easily. Persons is equal to new. Let me organize the import list, new array list, and we need to generate setters and getter methods. That's it. So now I have created the properties in both the entities. So we have to maintain the relationship, right? So to maintain the relationship, many to many relationship, we have to specify property with many to many annotation. Let me save the file. Similarly car also should have at the rate many to many annotation. So car can associated with multiple persons, many to many. Similarly person can associated with multiple cars, multiple persons can associated with multiple cars. So many to many. So that's it. So now let's see what will happen in this case. So many to many, I just added many to many in both the tables to maintain the relationship between person and car. If you start the server, let's see Hibernate how, what kind of tables will be created in database. Okay, so let me start the server. So right now we don't have any tables. I just started the server. Hibernate will create database tables for us. Set persons, and here also many to many. Why we are getting error? Entity car must declare inheritance. Let me check what is that error. Whenever exception comes, you have to feel very happy because you are getting a chance to fix the issue. So here error creating bean with name entity manager defined in class path resource, because Hibernate GPA configuration entity car has no identifier at the rate entity. Yeah, got it right. So why? Because in car at the rate entity we have declared, right, at the rate entity, and so yeah, we have to declare primary key, so it is expecting primary key. I haven't declared the primary key in car entity, so that's the reason it is getting error. So let me define primary key for car entity. Similarly at the rate generated value. So strategy, I will take identity strategy. Done. Let me save the file. Now let me start the server. So let me check in person table also I added primary key, right? So yeah, both the table are having primary keys. Let me start the server. I just created person and core entity and created the relationship between both, many to many relationship. So if you open the console, this is previous error, alter table. Okay, let's see. So here, okay, that you ignore it, not a problem. So here you can see car table is created, and car underscore persons table created, and again similarly car person table is created, and there is a foreign key relationship also established. You can see here, if you see car underscore persons is having foreign key, right, added person underscore id. Similarly car underscore person is having car underscore id, so both are there. So let me open the database and refresh the object repository. If you see, when we discussed about example, so it will have car table entity and uh, sorry, person table entity and car table entity. Along with that we will have third table, join table, right? So if you check it here, whenever I am created many to many, I just declared many to many annotation in both the entities. That means person table also owning the relationship, and similarly car entity also owning the relationship, because both the entities are not having mapped by attribute. So nothing but car is associated with person and person is associated with car. So nothing but both are owning the relationship each together. So that's the reason, if you see here, there is a four tables are generated: car entity and person entity, and car underscore person, it has car underscore id and person underscore id. Similarly, if you see person underscore cars, person underscore car also having cars underscore person and underscore id. You may have doubts, sir, why two extra tables are created? Because person is having relationship with cars, right? Multiple uh, associations, right? Multiple persons is associated with multiple cars. So since person is having associationship with cars, multiple cars, that's the reason there is a table is created, many to many table, person underscore cars. So that is one table. Or similarly, and car table is associated with relationship with the person. So another table is created. What is that? Many to many relationship is there, right? So that's the reason car is having relationship with persons. So it is created cars underscore persons table, and person entity is created person underscore cars table. So two extra tables are created. See, cars underscore persons and person underscore cars. I think, I hope you have understood why it is created. Let me explain again. So person entity is associated with multiple cars. So there is a many to many relationship, that is because of that. So and it is owning the relationship. Because of that, it is hibernate is created table person underscore cars. Class name is called person, and the property it has cars. That's the reason person underscore cars table is created. If you see, person underscore cars table is created. Similarly, cars cars table is having relationship with persons, multiple persons, right? So that's the reason it is created cars underscore persons table. You can see cars underscore person table. Because of that, two extra tables are added. So this time what will happen? So both are having duplicating data. Here also duplicating the data. So car underscore person is having car id and person id. Similarly, person underscore car is having car id and person underscore id. So in many to many relationship, both are having duplicate data. So this is very very bad design, right? So how we can resolve that? So we can resolve, we have to make any one entity owning the relationship, either person or car. We have to specify any one of the entity to own the relationship between person and car entity. So how we can declare? So you can declare either person or car as a owning the relationship. So I am declaring person as a let owning the relationship, and let car non-owning side relationship. So in previous lecture I already explained you, right? So how you can make a non-owning relationship? By specifying mapped by attribute, right? Any where is that? So I am not able to type a string here. My laptop is again creating problem. So let me copy the string character. Not able to type. Somewhere I can copy. Is there anywhere? So go to the any notepad plus will have string character. Yeah, here I have, so I can copy this. So you don't no need to bother. So while I am typing uh, string character, it is typing at the rate. So that's the reason I just copied. So now we can see now here mapped by. So we need to declare it as a core entity as non-owning the relationship. So which property we have to give? So in other side, person object. So you can see here cars property. So person is having cars property. This cars property you have to declare it as a mapped by in cars table, cars entity. So this is nothing but, so car is non-owning side relationship. So let me stop the server, otherwise it is keep on disturbing us. So now you can see what I have done here. So I have declared person entity as a owning the relationship and core entity is non-owning side relationship. So whenever an entity which is having mapped by nothing but it doesn't have any direct relationship and it is non-owning side relationship, and person is owning the relationship since it doesn't have any mapped by attribute. So you like that you guys can understand. Okay, so now uh that's it. So now we can start the server. So before starting the server, let me clear the database because all are having previous records. I don't want to previous tables I don't want to have. Okay, so let's create again to create fresh tables with fresh database. Let me copy the database name and create it. So now it doesn't have any tables, so I have created relationship, right? Many to many relationship between person and car. So now I have declared person as a owner of the relationship and car as a non-owning side relationship. So this time we'll see Hibernate how it is going to generate the tables. Let me start the server. Very easy guys, you just need to understand the concept. If you open the console, you can see create car table is created and person table is created, and next again create underscore persons car is created, and this persons table this is joint table, right? Joint table is created and it is altered with it is having cars underscore id foreign key and person underscore id foreign key. So when I explain you, so joint table will always have person underscore id and car underscore id. So same way, so Hibernate is created person underscore car. So why can't car underscore persons? Because okay, yeah, right now person is owning the relationship. That is the reason joint table created person underscore cars table. You can see created person underscore cars table. If you create a car entity owning the relationship, so then Hibernate may generate joint table as a cars underscore person. You got my point, right? So now person is owning the relationship, that is the reason Hibernate is generating a joint table name as person underscore cars. So you can see only three tables are created: car entity, car table, and person table, and person underscore cars joint table. So I already explained you, right? So in many to many relationship, three tables will be available. So car table and person table, and there is a third table nothing but joint table name called person underscore cars. So let me open the database and refresh object browser and check. You can see this time we have only three tables are created: car table, person table, and person underscore car. So car will have car id and person name, and person table will have uh, person id and person name. So it, and in many to many relationship we will have third table called person underscore cars. So it will have car underscore id and person underscore id. This is what we are expecting, right? So if you check the example which I described, which I explained earlier, so car entity, sorry, person entity and car entity and joint table nothing but person underscore cars. So same Hibernate is created person underscore cars table. This is a joint table. So it will have car underscore id foreign key and person underscore foreign key. So both are belongs to primary key in car table and primary key in person table. So car underscore id is a primary key of car table and person underscore id is a primary key of person table. So in person underscore both are foreign keys. So this is how we have to implement many to many relationship. So now if you check the column names, what kind of column names it is created, you can say cars underscore id, persons underscore id. But when I took example, it is has person underscore id, car underscore id. But hibernate is created cars underscore id, persons underscore id, because I have declared property name as cars, and here inside the car entity I have declared property name as persons. That is the reason it is created cars underscore id, persons underscore id. We can customize these column names also, and also we can customize this table name also, giant table name person underscore cars, right? Instead of that we can create person underscore car. So how we can do that? We can create custom table name, custom column names also. Some people will by heart like many to many relationship we have to declare giant table like that. So how we can create custom table? So custom table name and custom column names we can specify. If you don't specify, hibernate will always refer person underscore cars join table. So if you want to customize, so how we can do that? There is a annotation called at the rate join table. So let me stop the server, otherwise it will keep disturb us. Let me write the code. So join table we can specify. So in many to many relationship we will have join table, right? So how we can declare join table? So you can declare join table in so not here, yeah. So who is owning the relationship? So currently car is not owning the relationship because car is having mapped by attributes, so this is non-owning side. So person is owner of the relationship, right? So many, so here we can add join table. Don't get confused guys, some people may get confused where I need to write join table annotation, whether it is in person table or cards table. So don't get confused, it is very simple. So which are all the entities you make it as a owning the relationship, so that entity, in that entity only you have to declare at the rate join table. So if you declare core entity as a owning the relationship, core entity owning the relationship, then you have to write join table here, and if you are declaring person entity as owning the relationship, then you have to declare it here. So in this case I have declared person entity as owning the relationship, so that's the reason I am declaring here join table annotation, join table. So what is the table name? Join table name I want to customize, like again same problem came. So let me copy the annotation, sorry, string. So paste it here. So here I will specify like giant table name. What is the giant table name? So person underscore car. I want to specify like that. Person, or you can give like this. Person underscore car. So and so now I have declared a giant table name as person underscore car. So now you have doubts now. So how we can declare column names? So we can specify column names also, custom column names. Cars, here cars underscore id, so hibernate is created like cars underscore id. So now what I will do, I can give custom column names also. How we can give? With the help of, there is a attribute called join column. So join column nothing but your join column table. So sorry, join column of join table. So at the rate, you can specify, this is the this is the syntax. So join column. So there is a attribute. With the help of join columns attribute, you can declare your join, specify your custom column name at the rate join column, and then it will have attribute column, attribute name attribute, right? Name is equal. So I will give name as a so join column. So who is the owner here? Person is the owning the relationship. So join column will be person underscore id. First column will be person underscore id. So let me create another column name, two columns, right? So join table will have two columns, person underscore id and car underscore id. So car underscore id, we have to declare it as a inverse column. Inverse column nothing but here why this is giving error? Let me import the organize the imports. Person, why person table? Person cannot be resolved to a type. Why person? Oh, spelling mistake. I have created as a person. So person person. So why it is not available here? So let's see compilation errors game. So no, we have to declare it here. So inverse column. Inverse column we have to declare it in car table person. Person why is not available? Person cannot be resolved to a variable. Let me import it. Oh, okay, because here there is errors, right? So that is the reason in cars also it is showing error. Don't worry. So once we resolve in person table, syntax error that will gone. Okay, so now in join table we have to declare two columns, join column, and we can call it as what are all the columns which are available in join table. This we can call it as a join column. So person underscore id is a join column because person is the owning the relationship. And similarly here cars underscore id we can call it as a inverse column. You have to remember guys. So in join table we have two columns. So one column will be uh, join column and another column will be inverse column. So which one you can call it as join column? So since person is owning the relationship, so person underscore id is a join column, and car is non-owning the relationship. So this is car underscore id we can call it as a inverse column. So we can specify inverse column with the help of inverse columns attribute. Now just I will just copy paste, so you can specify inverse join column attribute, and you can specify at the rate join column. So here now here you have to declare car underscore id. That's it. This is not mandatory guys. If you want to point a specific table column name, then only you can define that, otherwise you no need to declare. So what I am doing it here, so here hibernate is created cars underscore id, person underscore id. So I want to create a table name as a person underscore car, and column name as a car underscore id and person underscore id. That is the reason I am just declaring join table name. So here, so you can specify your own column name, person underscore id and car underscore id. That's it. I just saved this, save the class, and now we can start the application. So here create is there, so it will delete and it will create the new tables. So instead of that, what I will do, let me clear the database to create fresh table. So before creating, you can see here it is created person underscore cars. So once we start the server, it will create person underscore car and car underscore id column and person underscore id. So let me delete. Why I am deleting and creating? Because you have to make you understand how Hibernate is going to generate and how we are going to create our own customized column names with the help of Hibernate or JPA. That is the purpose I am deleting and removing, to make you understand. Otherwise, directly I can create the table and I can put the mapping and I can implement it, but I don't want to blindly implement. So you will also learn blindly. So if you do step by steps from scratch, by to implement from scratch each and everything, so you can understand what is the purpose of defining join table and what is the purpose of defining join columns and what is the purpose of defining inverse column. So you can clearly understand now, right? That is the purpose I am deleting and recreating it. So now, right now it doesn't have any table. So now once I start the server, so Hibernate should generate person underscore car table and it should have person underscore id and car underscore id foreign keys. So total three tables should be there: person table, car table, and join table, nothing but person underscore car. So according to our example, person underscore car, car under sorry, person table and car table and person underscore car join table. So now let me start the server. Very easy, guys. So now we can see person table is created and also car table also created. Similarly, it is created a join table name as see person underscore car, whatever name which we have given in join table. So same table name created by Hibernate. See, say person underscore car. And what are the column name? Car underscore id, which I have given it here. Similarly, person underscore id, which I have given. So both are created, whichever I have given, right? So and after that it is established the relationship with foreign key relationship. So this person underscore car will have two foreign keys: car underscore id, person underscore id. So Hibernate is generated foreign keys in both the in person underscore car table. So it will associated with the car foreign key, and person underscore is associated with person underscore id foreign key. So let me open the database and refresh object browser. You can see here person underscore car table will have car underscore id, person underscore id. Refresh. Why? So now we can see, guys, car underscore id, person underscore id table, new table is created, and person underscore person table will have person id and person name, and car table will have, sorry, car table will have car id and car name. So total three tables are available. So whatever we discussed, so Hibernate is created same tables in database based on our requirement. So like this you have to do it, guys. So based on the requirement you can create establish, you can create the relationship and you can create the table names. Okay. So in this lecture we just defined many to many relationship, and we have just created the person entity and core entity, and we have created the relationship of many to many relationship in both the entities. So let me, so it's already 5:54 minutes. Okay, so in next lecture we will implement how to insert the data in many to many relationship, and how we can fetch the data in many to many relationship. So who are all watching newly, you can subscribe my channel youtube.com/Rasul hyphen Sheikh slash playlist. So if you open this YouTube URL, you can subscribe my channel and you can see list of multiple videos. So multiple classes are there, so you can learn Hibernate and JPA. Okay, so Hibernate and you can learn JPA, and also you can learn Spring Boot. So I am going to upload Angular classes as well. I am going to upload microservices also, and Spring Security, and also JWT. So you can learn end to end, guys. Once this course, if you subscribe the channel, if you learn, if you go through all the classes, you will become a full stack developer. Only thing is that you have to practice every day. Okay, guys. So if you like, please subscribe and share the video. Okay, thank you so much. We'll meet you in next lecture.